Today we're doing a pantry cooking challenge. Not to organize, not to declutter, but to actually save real money, because everything in this pantry are grocery items that we already bought, that we already paid for and totally forgot about. This is all money already spent that I didn't use, so we are not going to waste it. Welcome to a pantry and freezer clean out cooking video. Let's go. Tonight for dinner, I thought we would do a play on Hamburger Helper, except homemade. So I pulled out this ground beef. It's kind of thawing. I do tend to keep pasta on hand. I got an onion, some tomato paste, some Rotel. I have some garlic powder packets, beef like broth concentrate. We'll use these up. For a side, I have some extra corn muffin mix from the holidays, so I'll do a side of cornbread to go with it. I'm gonna throw in these pickles. We're gonna do like a cheeseburger style. So I'm gonna cut up all these pickles, use the juice. That's going in. I don't know how long this has been in my fridge. I feel like a long time. Best by October of 2025. It's fine. I'll also use ketchup and mustard, and I might have to add more beef stock later. We'll see how it goes. Step one, brown the ground beef with the onion. Well, maybe I'll mix these up too. Just following the instructions on the side of the box. Okay, I have my ground beef and onion. This is all finished now. You can see my cornbread came out over here. I have my pickles. I cut them up and the juice, all those go in. Some ketchup. I don't know, half a cup. I have this dill mustard that I picked up a little while ago. I'm just gonna finish the jar, get it out of my fridge. That may be more than I meant to do, but it's fine. I am gonna do garlic powder just because I have all these packets. I am a big fan of fresh garlic. That is also fine. Okay, that is a freaking lot. Maybe that's too many. Maybe I saved one. I'm pretty sure each one of these beef guys is like a half a cup of water to add, the beef concentrate. So that's 2, so that's 1 cup, 2 cups, and 1 more, so 2.5 cups of water or so. I'm kind of guessing here. What do we think about these? I like the Rotel idea because I like spicy stuff. Definitely gonna do some tomato paste. So I don't know, 2 tablespoons or so. The only thing I haven't decided is how much pasta to put in here. I was gonna do 1 pound. I need 2.5 cups. That's 20 ounces, which is 2 of these cans. All right, I'm gonna turn this up and try and get all these flavors incorporated before I add the pasta. I just wanna simmer it for a minute. At this point, it should smell like hamburger with ketchup and mustard and pickles on it, and this absolutely does. So time for my pasta. I'm using this kind. You can use any kind, it doesn't matter. Egg noodles, probably fine. Macaroni noodles, also fine. And if I haven't said it yet, in 2026, do not open bags with a knife. It's how I almost cut the tip of my finger off and suffered with nerve damage for several months. Don't do that. Okay, the whole pound of pasta is going in here. I'm just gonna stir it around. And we're gonna let it sit in here until it absorbs all of the liquid. If you need to add a little bit more because it's not quite done yet, feel free. I might need to add some more. There, I'm gonna do another like half a cup of liquid and just let that simmer. I'm gonna put the lid on mine until the pasta's done. That's, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Your mileage may vary. Okay, I did have to add 2 more cups of liquid, but this is 20 minutes. I do live at elevation, so everything takes a little bit longer. I'm gonna add a bunch of cheese. So I'm just using the pre-shredded. It's what I have, it's whatever. Do what you want if you wanna make it. And you may have noticed I have not added salt yet, and that's because ketchup has salt, mustard, and pickles are salty. Rotel is salty, cheese is salty. So I am gonna taste for salt at the end. Bouillon has salt. I'm gonna do a whole nother cup, like that. 3 total cups of cheese. Stir that in, because who doesn't like cheese on their burger, you know what I'm saying? Stir that in until it all melts. I do have a little bit of extra liquid, but as the cheese melts and as the pasta sits here, it will all get soaked up. Oh my gosh, I could add more cheese. Wow, that cheese just like disappeared instantly. A little bit more cheese. If you don't like cheese, don't add so much. It's all fine. I'm just eyeballing it. This is an eyeball recipe. In fact, this is not really a recipe. This is just throw crap in the pan until it looks delicious. And that, my friends, looks delicious. Okay, I'm gonna let it sit and soak up for another few minutes and then taste for salt. Why was that kind of awesome? I did not grow up eating Hamburger Helper, and it's actually something I never thought to buy for my kids either. So it was a little bit on a whim to try and make it, but it's like my favorite thing because I love cheeseburgers, and it's basically cheeseburgers and a pasta. I had it yesterday. I had it again for breakfast today. I don't have a problem.
You don't have a problem.
This is my problem. This is my toxic trait. Do you wanna know what it is? So I try and take like the appropriate supplements that I am supposed to. Like I went to the doctor and I got my blood work done and I was really low in vitamin D, and I'm always kind of low in iron, and you know, I'm getting older now and take some other supplements. So I buy like all these supplements, this whole slew of things that are like good for me or whatever. And then I have 15 pills to take every day, and then I don't take them because it's too many. It's too complicated. So what I love about today's sponsor, Groons, is that I can take my healthy habits and take the hassle out of them so I will actually do them. Groons is a comprehensive, convenient formula packed into a snack pack a day. It's not a multivitamin or a greens gummy or a prebiotic. It's all of those things plus some extra at one low price. So instead of buying 15 different supplements and then forgetting to take them all because it's just too much, I get to eat one entire snack pack. I don't recommend pouring all of it in your mouth at one time. It tastes delicious, and because I'm buying less products, I'm saving money at the same time. It also includes 6 grams of prebiotic fiber, which is more fiber than 2 entire cups of broccoli. And I also know that one of the concerns when it comes to supplements is, can my body even absorb it? Great news is that Groons is methylated, and that's basically just fancy talk for our vitamins like B12 and folate to actually be absorbed by the body. So if you want to shop Groons' best sale of the year, I will leave a link down in the doobly-doo. It's going to be the first link in the description box. Thank you to Groons for sponsoring. Let's get back to more pantry cooking. I knew it. That's a ham.
What a ham.
I'm getting this ham out. We're gonna cook this. I bought this ham sometime a year ago? That sounds about right. That looks about right. I paid under $6. I wanna try and get 2 full meals out of this. So $3 a meal. I know I have something downstairs we can utilize. Let's run down, I'll show you what it is. I spy, yes, black-eyed peas. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna make a combo of like Hoppin John, which is basically black-eyed peas and ham, and then like a bean and ham soup. Oh man. Best by June of 2024. Well, it's about darn time. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 pounds of black-eyed peas. This is a 5-pound container. I'm gonna soak it in cold water. 2 pounds. Right there. I will put this in a larger bowl and cover with cold water, leave on the counter for, I don't know, 5-6 hours. Soaking, thawing, we'll revisit this in many hours, but let's see if we can find some veggies to throw into this. Definitely going to want an onion. This guy's enormous. Ooh, maybe we should do a red onion also. Lots of onion. Oh, yes. And celery like that. Hoppin John, sort of. So I have the 2 pounds of soaked black-eyed peas. Don't be fooled. This is a big freaking pot. This is 13 quarts. I cut off a lot of the ham. This is fully cooked, a fully cooked ham, so it's not like I need to get it to a certain temperature. I just wanted the bone. So this is the bone section with a little bit of meat on it. I'm just gonna leave it big like this. 2 bay leaves. Check out my veg. I have a purple onion, a yellow onion, although so big, it could be 2. A couple stalks of celery, like 4, and 2 bell peppers. Those were pretty small. These will go in now. Coming in with 8 cups of water. Ooh, I may have to add more. This is just a look at it and see. I wanted the beans covered. They're not, so I am going to add more water along with the appropriate amount of this. So however much water, depending on the instructions on your container. You could also use just canned or boxed chicken broth. I am at 12 cups of water. I added my chicken broth. Now here's where things get a little bit different. You can add salt, pepper, and a little bit of cayenne up to your flavor preference. However, I like to combine it all in one, and I'm using this. And I'm not left-handed, hang on. That's close to a tablespoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half, maybe 2 teaspoons. I can always add more, but I cannot take away. And time to bring to a boil. Ooh, just like that. We will simmer until the black-eyed peas are soft. I will check it in 1 hour. Here's what we got going on. This is about a little over an hour. I took the lid off and I'm still simmering because I want some of this liquid to cook off a bit. Let's test for squishiness. So I'm waiting for this to cool and then I'll pull all the meat off and throw it back in. Yeah, really, really soft. So we are good to go on this one. And we are gonna serve it over rice and with some hot sauce. Tyler, I can't help but notice that you have eaten these black-eyed peas, the leftovers, for like 2 meals a day for the last 2 days.
It's just what I need. They're good.
This is my newest favorite thing to do. I've been using these like super cubes and silicone molds a whole lot. Here's why it's awesome. First of all, we don't get stuck on eating the same thing forever. We can freeze it for later. And I've been accumulating some things. Check it out. I made 15 bean soup. This was freaking bomb, but I made a huge batch. So I have this one, and I think that's it too. This is taco meat. Save that. Over here, I've got cooked black beans. Over here, I've got homemade tomato sauce. And this is the best thing about it. So I just did this when my family went to Moab right before Christmas, is I had a bunch of these. So I grabbed them, threw them in a cooler and brought them with us and then didn't cook at all. It was brilliant. This might be the smartest thing like I've ever done in my life, is purchase these super cube silicone molds, just like freeze everything. It's the best. I found this beauty in my pantry and there's 1 package left, which means if I make brownies, I can get this huge box out of my pantry, which is fantastic. So yippee skippy for us, brownies are on deck. So this is your friendly reminder that if you have like baking mixes, why don't you mix one up? Get it out of your pantry, enjoy it. I'm gonna smoke a pork loin today. You could also do this in the oven, that's not necessary. This is just pepper. I just had a little bit of pepper from refilling my pepper shaker. So I have a mixture that I'm going to pour all over this. My mixture that I have in this pan that I'm pouring is butter, cayenne pepper, oregano, black pepper, thyme, some mustard, you could do mustard seed or real mustard, and 2 cloves of garlic that I simmered for about a minute just so everything could come together. And I'm gonna put some gloves on and spread this all into the meat. I poked holes in the pork loin so this can kind of soak in a little bit. And this has no salt in it, so I'll do the salt in just a second. I just wanted to come in here and really just rub this all over everything, and it will sit in here. I'm not really ready to put it on the fire yet, but if you cook it in the oven, it'll be 300 degrees for about 1 hour 45. I might go a little lighter on the smoker, maybe 250 for about 2 hours or so. This is a pork loin, not a tenderloin, not a roast, not like shoulder roast. And because there's no salt in this yet, I'm gonna do a nice thick sprinkle of salt, and we are good to go. So I got my son to mix up the Trader Joe's pumpkin spice snickerdoodle mix. Just followed the instructions on the side. We had everything. So we got this out of the pantry as well. Here's reminder number 2 for this video. If you have baked mixes in your pantry, get them out and start baking them. What are you gonna do now, Ryan? Are you gonna roll? There was a sugar and spice mix? Oh, right there. Okay, so roll them out and roll them in the sugar and spice mix. And then, did we preheat the oven yet?
Yeah.
Look at you, rocking and rolling. Okay, sweet. To get started on my coconut curry, I have my chicken, I chopped it up into bite-sized pieces, a little bit of salt, pepper. Just gonna cook this until it is done and then open our jars and throw in our sauce. It's that easy. I did end up cutting up 2 zucchini and cooking that in here. Whoops. And some for the dog. Puppy, come here. Now that my zucchini is done, I'm gonna add my chicken back in. So I have 2 jars of this coconut korma. This is my favorite brand I've tried so far, and I keep buying it instead of making it from scratch because it's so darn easy. Look, that's literally all there is. Heat that through and we're done. Dinner's served. This is such a crowd pleaser for the family. Everybody loves it. For a nice treat this week, I thought I would mix up some no-bake cookies. So in my pan, I have a 1/2 cup of butter, just 1 stick, 2 cups of sugar, a 1/2 cup of milk, 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder here, a little sprinkle of salt, like 1/4 teaspoon. And I'm gonna bring this up to boiling boil it for 2 minutes, rolling boil for 2 minutes, and then turn it off. And then I will add these, a half a cup of peanut butter and 3 cups of oats. My kids should not like them as much as they do, but they really, really like them. I will be shocked if these make it 2 days. What do you think, Tyler?
I'll take those off.
The things we do for family. Okay, I just turned the heat off and my peanut butter is in. Trying to get that to melt in here. A little bit of vanilla, and then the oats will come in, and then you don't have a ton of time because it will harden quite a bit as it cools off. Okay, 3 cups of oats. I have 2 cookie sheets covered with foil, ready to go, and I'm gonna use a small cookie scooper to divvy these out, and then you just let them cool completely and you're done. And if you can't do peanut butter, I bet this will work just fine with other butters. Sunflower, seed butter, almond butter, whatever. But I do love peanut butter. Peanut butter. So I thought I would make a fake out lasagna, like easy man's lasagna. I'm not sure, based on stuff I had. So I went into my freezer downstairs, and the Jimmy Dean sausage has been on sale a lot over the winter. So I pulled 2 of those out. I'm doubling this as a concept. 2 of these mini round ravioli packages. These were on sale at my local store a month ago, threw them in the freezer. So these are thawed. I thawed these in the fridge, so they are not frozen anymore. And I have been trying to work through all of my pasta sauce back storage. So what is the date on this one? Best by March of 2025. So it's fine. So I'm gonna brown these in a pan on the stove right now. And this is a giant casserole dish. This is a 9 by 13, which I can put completely inside of it. And then depth-wise, they are quite different. This is the perfect lasagna pan, is what I'm saying. This will be like the cheese and pasta, right? Should we boil these or not? I don't know. Okay, size of these, this is 1.5 pounds each, so I'm getting 3 pounds total of these cheese-filled raviolis. I don't cook my lasagna noodles. I'm not gonna cook these. I think that's where I'm landing. Okay, I have 2 pounds of cooked sausage coming all over my ravioli noodles. I know this seems like a lot of food, but for my teen sons, anytime I make pasta, they just go bananas. They eat all of it, they'll eat the leftovers. It's their favorite thing. They would happily choose this over basically anything. And I will get a little bit of water to get all of that out, and then the extra water will help cook the noodles in the oven, because I am gonna bake this. At this point, I guess we need to add mozzarella. I found this baggie, which I'm pretty sure is mozzarella. I'm gonna go look in my freezer outside. Perfect, I found this one. So we'll do a combo. And I'm not sure why I have this in my fridge, because I typically grate fresh. All right, well, we're just gonna use it because that's what I have, whatever. All right, that goes on. That looks good to me. Okay, foil on top, and I'm gonna bake at 375 covered for about 45 minutes, and then take the foil off for another 10. So this morning for breakfast, I thought I would mix up these protein pancake mix. I don't love the flavor of this one. I got it because it was on sale, and it's not awesome, so we're gonna tweak it a little bit. I have some chocolate chips and 2 little mini waffle irons. So let's go find a few more ingredients and see what we can make. I think I'm gonna do milk instead of water, eggs, and I think in half of it, I'm gonna do blueberries. Ignore all the ice cream. We just had a wisdom teeth removal here. Okay, I have 2 cups of the mix, 1.5 cups of milk, 2 eggs, and 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm just gonna whisk this together, and I'm just gonna make sure I spray these really well. Okay, just in case you were wondering on brand, the Dash can take almost a 1/4 cup, and the My Mini can't. I was way under a 1/4 cup on this one, and it's like, definitely gonna have some cleanup going on. Okay, I don't know if the light on means it's done, or the light off means it's done. What do we think? Look at that blueberry waffle. I love it. Oh no. Nope. Okay, I don't like the My Mini as much as the Dash, for sure. Hey, I even got some breakfast for tomorrow. They're so cute. So my daughter had her wisdom teeth out this morning, so I'm putting together my mom's crock pot potato cheese soup. So I have in here one really large onion. I'm gonna double this, and I'm coming in with 12 cups of chopped up potatoes. Yeah, it is a lot. To that, I'm gonna add about 5 cups of water. And I may add a little bit more. I do want the potatoes covered. A good amount of fresh cracked pepper. I just got this pepper grinder from Thrive Market. Isn't that interesting? So it's a pretty fine grind. Smells great. And enough chicken bouillon powder and oops. And it is 3 teaspoons to a tablespoon. So I'm just gonna do 2 tablespoons. The equivalent of 6 cups of broth. Now we need to check our water levels. I think I need maybe just a hair more because I'm not quite covered here. Maybe 1 more cup of water like that. And I've shown this recipe on the channel before, but it is so easy and such a crowd pleaser. And when someone's like sick or they had mouth surgery and they need soft foods, this is just like the most cozy, homey, comforting meal. It's easy to eat. It tastes delicious. Okay, I'm gonna go high on this for about 5 hours or so. I'm about 4.5 hours and the potatoes are soft. So in comes 2 cans of evaporated milk and 20 slices of singles. And we have generic. You know, this is what mom used, this is what I use. They all go in. You could probably also use Velveeta because it melts the same. I mean, you could fancy it up with some sharp cheddar if you want, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. What do you want? Should see her tail. All right, all my cheese is in. I'm also gonna throw in 2 of these instant chicken flavored bone broths. Each of these has an extra 10 grams of protein, so an extra 20 for the whole pot. Not a ton, but a little bit. You know, this is kind of like recovery food for my daughter. It gives her a little protein boost. This is why pantry cleanouts matter. We didn't make any more money. We just didn't waste any money. Do a quick inventory, see what you already have, make it through the entire week without hitting up the grocery store. If this video was helpful, hook me up with a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet, and maybe share it with a friend who needs a pantry reset. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. But wait, there's more. So by the time you are seeing this video, I will have just had surgery. I'm doing an oral surgery and it's gonna take, I probably won't be able to talk for about a week. So actually, as this one goes live, I'm in recovery and I wanted to do some binge watching, some movies, some TV shows, do you know what I'm saying? And I decided that it was time for my annual, every other year annual, I don't know, rewatch of Lord of the Rings. 1, 2, 3 of Lord of the Rings is on the docket. However, I probably am gonna blow through those in the first day and a half. So I need your help. I need to know from you what movies are a must watch right now. A rewatch, as it were. Also TV shows. What have you got? What's going on? What do you love? Why do you love it? Please share. I need your help.